Yes, I am.
But that's, put up your hand if you've never seen this man before. Now, I'll tell you what's amazing, he's working as a bodyguard. When I first saw this man, he was blind, paralysed, and was dying from incurable disease. Is that true?
That's correct.
Well, what happened to you, mate?
I got healed by my Lord Jesus Christ through John Mellor.
You know, the night I saw you, we were at the Suncoast Auditorium, and they wheeled you in, and you were very obese, you had dark sunglasses, and you were slumped in this wheelchair. So how long were you paralysed for?
Basically 10 years, blind for about 4.5 to 5.
And tell us what else you're suffering from.
Insulin-dependent diabetes, massive back trauma, 7 bulging discs, 3 fractured, sarcoidosis, sarcoidosis. I was obesely overweight, about 189 kilos. So paralysed down one side.
Caused by a stroke.
Stroke, heart attack, you name it.
Now, tell us about the sarcoidosis, because it was terminal, wasn't it?
Yeah, they gave me 18 months to live back in 1997, and I'm still here, guys.
Sarcoidosis is supposed to be incurable in the type you had. Tell us, how was sarcoidosis affecting your body?
It was eating me from within. It ate away my leg, my knee, it ate away different parts of my body, some of my lungs. I've got half a lung on one side, only 80% on the other. It was popping open nodules in the skin. It ripped open my eyes, made them bleed, my ears, my nose, right throughout the jaw. Had to recreate new jaw, everything else. So right through that, the whole body.
Now, what happened in that meeting after prayer? You're in the wheelchair, but 1,000 people came that night. It was packed. But tell us what happened as I was praying when you're sitting in the wheelchair.
It was actually awesome, because I was sitting in the wheelchair, slumped over, could barely move, had nothing left. The next thing, John was praying a corporate prayer over people, and I actually was physically raised up out of the chair without touching the sides of the chair, and he just lifted me straight up. I didn't have to do anything else. Then started walking for the first time in basically 10 years. You know,
you can actually see that, because if you go to our website, Today Tonight showed that across Australia. If you go to John Mellor Ministries, our website, go to the media part, you can see the night Jesus healed him. And after you came up, you were still blind. Tell us, why were you blind?
Sarcoidosis had gone inside the eyes, ripped open all the blood vessels, turned the eyes black, and blood red around the outsides, and it was bleeding, just constantly bleeding through the eyes and out of the eyes. Same with the nose, the ears, they stopped them from hearing.
Now, so what happened that night when you came? You got out of the wheelchair, we got you up to the top of the stage, you can see that on the YouTube, you see on the website. Now, what happened once you got up to the stage?
Well, John asked me if I wanted to see again. I said, yeah, I'd love to see again. Even if I have to sit back in a wheelchair, I don't mind. Next thing, he took the glasses off. A lot of people said, please put them back on. Didn't want to see it. But they were bleeding. John put his thumbs over my eyes and started praying. Within a few minutes, he took them away. His hands were covered in blood, but my eyes were clear. Completely. I could read the clock on the back wall.
And that actually happened about, what, 3.5 years ago now, I think it was?
Yes, roughly about that.
You also had a brace. Now, if you go to the YouTube or the media page, you will see that you had a brace. What was the brace on your other leg for?
With the brace on my leg, I had no kneecap, no patella, no muscles and tendons. They'd been eaten away, torn right off the bone, the rest of it. The patella had been eaten completely away, the kneecap had. And then when I got healed the second time a couple of years later, because I still had the brace on, I met John in a coffee shop of all places. And next thing, John started praying over my leg. He took me back to his brother-in-law's place, Ross's, and he was praying. The leg shook violently. It
began to vibrate. See what happened, because he got healed of blindness and been paralysed, but he still had the brace, and I was quite annoyed because I tried to find him, because I thought God wanted to complete the healing. I couldn't find him for 2 years. I kept hearing about him. I finally tracked him down. I said to him, listen, Jesus wants to complete the healing. And went back to my brother-in-law's place, laid hands, and his leg began to vibrate. And what happened then?
And then John asked me to take the brace off, took the brace off, and he said, right, now get up and walk. I said to John, I said, I haven't walked for 10 years without this, mate. And all of a sudden, he said, put a bit of faith in, did that, started walking, got me to the back doors, and then he said, now run. I thought, all right, okay. But sure enough, again, step out in faith with my Lord, and then I started running right round the block of his Ross's house.
Now, what was amazing was because the leg was wasted away for so long, it was small, skinnier than the other one. What happened then?
Well, it was about the size of my wrist, all the way up. And next thing, the leg started to fill out. I had a brand new kneecap made, and I had a brand new patella put there. Muscles and tendons were all reformed.
If I hadn't been there, I think I'd struggle to believe. It grew to the other side. My wife can verify that. My brother can verify that. Ross Pitt. It grew to the other side, and it's phenomenal miracle.
It is. It's been awesome. God's been brilliant. Never give up, guys. Never. Always have that bit of hope.
Thanks, Richard. And he's working as a bodyguard. Give it a lot of hand. Good on you, mate.